Howdy Gav, True Blue Thai here from Thailand. I hope you're doing well. It's 1 Jan here in Thailand, which is Monday, and it looks like there's a bit of a cloud coming over, so it looks like we're going to get a bit more rain. So yes, it's still raining in Thailand. It's yeah, still the rainy season. But again, for instance, honestly, I saw a video of a guy, for instance, and he was saying doing these video vlogs, etc. We should never, take serious. And he says, during the rainy season in Thailand, etc. You spend most of your time indoors. What a load of crap! He said it rains all the time. He said, so what? It rains. It just rains. It'll disappear. It's sunny right now, must go, but it'll rain. It'll go away, and that'll be that. It's mostly in the evening, but it'll probably last a bit longer. Anyway, bye guys. What am I talking about weather for? Yeah, the t-shirts on. The smiles on it's a blue moon today, but it's a blue, it's wonderful. It's great to be blue. Manchester's a blue and so is Thailand. Blue, 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 absolutely. Yes, it's for Manchester City 3, Newton Heath 0, Newton Heath. Yeah, you can't, I'm not even going to call you your name. Newton Heath United, what's it called? You're an embarrassment. 7 wins for Ruben Aramin in 33 games, I believe. It was just ridiculous. Well, the worst record since worst record in since the First World War or Second World War or something like that. I heard, Ruben Aramin is absolutely disgraceful. But no, long may it continue. So I'm not going to complain. So, but I just want to start before Ricky Hatton. I met you, Ricky. I've had a drink with you, sir, and I'm so disappointed with Chris Kurt last week, etc. And the good guys, we seem to be losing a lot of good guys, etc. And it's so depressing and so disheartening, and rest in peace, Richard. I had a drink with you and Mary D's, great guy, got a little photo when I was big bumbooey, fat and everything. But he was a lovely guy. He's so easy to get on with. I've sat him a few times. He's just a lovely person, and it's so tragic. He's 46 years old, he's not alive, man. It's, oh Christ, honestly. So I don't know why, but it's why you passed on, my friend Bussigold. But I'm devastated, honestly. I really am shocked, and but rest in peace, Richard Hatton. Anyway, so let's go move on back into the game. I think overall, if you look at the stats, basically, the stats are, for instance, in his kind of like look at him in the game, and they had a few chances, and they had a one with Donnarumma, for instance, the chance. But let's go with the lineups first. Let's pop with the lineups, because I'm sorry, I'm just a bit muffled at the moment. It does finish at 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm either going to get to bed, wake up, and do everything. So I'm a little bit here, there, and everywhere else. I've also been watching the TV, listening to the radio, etc., listening to United fans crying. But anyway, so let's start with the lineups. So City started off with Donnarumma in goal. Ruben Dias, Kuzanov, O'Reilly, Guardiola, Foden, Rodri, he was replaced by Nico Gonzalez, 76th minute. Doku was replaced by Savini on the 77th minute. Gianna Reinders, Bernardo Silva, Nathan Aki Bernardo Silva replaced by Nathan Aki in the 88th minute, and Erlin Haaland and was replaced by Oscar Bob in the 87th minute. So subs not used: Divine Masaki, James Stafford, Matthias Nunes, Nico Gonzalez, Rico Lewis, Oscar Bob, Nathan Aki, Savinio, Stephen Muffin. Just showed you there, by the way, what's it called about having a big squad. For instance, we're bringing in EDS players, and so they are. Because of the injuries, but anyway, so we didn't start with John Stones, or he didn't make it. So, but I was disappointed when yeah, anyway, so I'm not going to start with not talking about the Rags. Anyway, so, but overall, I thought, again, if you look at the stats, etc., because they started quite strongly. They had that stupid little scissor kick which went over, for instance, and they, they kind of like took the game to us to a little bit, to a point. But for instance, to me, I always thought having Phil Foden, I said this in my preview, Phil Foden, just go Guardiola. Phil Foden, just go Guardiola, and for instance, he just back in the squad, etc., makes all the differences for me. And AK47, and to me, the people, for instance, who made the difference yesterday was AK47. Absolutely, he, right back, boom, he got the job, mate. Seriously, it was brilliant, absolutely superb, one of the best players on the pitch. Phil Foden come back, etc. Great goal. Jeremy Doku got a great cross, lovely and lovely goal by Phil Foden, and kind of quiet. He did get these the 1-2 with O'Reilly in the second half, etc. To get the to pass it on to Doku to Haaland for the second goal. But I didn't see much of him, more of him, what I liked to him in the second half than he did. But when he did get the ball, etc., and he looked really calm, compact, etc., and he played the boss. You felt confident with him on the ball. Just got Guardiola, just having him back in defence, etc., makes all the big difference. But I really felt confident. Oh, got a bit of rain, and so for instance, and the man of the match, Erlin Haaland, Jeremy Doku, or Erlin plays one of his best games for City. Always got involved, got excited every time he got the ball. He's could have had more than 2 assists. Reinders should have scored. He just Jeremy Doku absolutely fantastic today. He really was. Just like that, it's the time. And I know he was working on it. I know he was concerned about his performances, his finishing, and his his passing. And and he had a really good pre-season it was international break where he scored two goals and made one. I think rain stopped. So it's but I thought Jeremy Doku yesterday had a blinder. He really was, and if he plays anything like that, then I'm really for the rest of the season, etc. I'm really looking forward to it, because that's what we need from him, Jeremy. And then the big main man, the Viking, etc. Erlin Haaland. Wow, Erlin Braut Haaland. What a fantastic game he had, etc. For instance, he not just in scoring his goals. That time when with the ball came out and he headed it out, and the ball came back in and he headed it out, and the ball came back in and he headed it out. 4 times. That guy was everywhere. He was determined. He was running at speeds. I was worried about injuries, etc. But he was just absolutely superb. And a great. He was well up for it. Especially, I felt that he was like he was back in form after his 5 goals during the midweek, and so sometimes maybe these international breaks are kind of winning me around a little bit, with Doku playing well in international break and then coming back and scoring, Erlin Haaland playing well in international break and coming back and scoring. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So I'm really delighted for him, and so for instance, and his goals were just brilliant. His speed, so happy. He really looked back on it yesterday, for instance, and so really happy. But again, they had chances, and Donnarumma, that's got the chance where Donnarumma, with the ball which he pushed it around the back, etc. from Bremo, absolute quality. That's the reason why you buy these guys, these shot stoppers. And there's why it's the best. And how the fact that he can bring it out of the bag when needed. For instance, so wow. So I'm sorry, James, etc. But he's still number 1 at the moment, mate. And but I'm sure you'll get your chances, because again, there's a lot of games. Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, and so we want it all. We want it now. We're Man City. We want to get back, and let's back onto the stats. So the stats are saying the Rags had more possession than City, 55-45. Shots on target, 8-8. Off target. On target, 6-2 for City. Corners 2-4 for United. 8-8 on fouls, and But overall, yeah. So for instance, the Rags had a better what do you call it? Because they had a lot more chance, they had a lot more possession. It did worry me a little bit, but I always thought, for instance, it was possession, but it wasn't going anywhere really. I was quite surprised by the way they played. But when it came, the problem is with United, it's not the fact that they're okay up front, as it were, because they addressed that problem. And by getting Mbeumo and Cunha, even though he didn't play and Mount didn't play, which is a massive miss for them. I knew Mount was going to be a massive miss, because in midfield they're crap. They've got nothing in midfield. I'm sorry, they really don't. And the midfield batter, but and I thought City, even though Rangers didn't have a particularly good game, and Rodri was showing his because he's been playing for Spain, 2 games in Spain, etc. Then comes City, so he got substituted. He could look quite tired, looked quite sweaty. But he's trying to get back into his best. But still, I thought in midfield, etc. We had more about us. And but their defence is garbage. It really is. And the system they play, etc. It just doesn't work with the players they have. And Luke Shaw, he's too old. When Man City could say unks, we were unks of guys who were 30 years old, but for instance, how old is Luke Shaw? He must be cracking on a bit. And up against Haaland, flip's sake, mate. What are you doing? Poor guy. So, but no, I thought there was so for instance, I thought, that's just something they never addressed. They never addressed they were hurried by to get the goalkeeper. They never addressed the defence, and they never addressed the midfield. They still had what they brought. They still brought on Casemiro, for instance, who was a waste of space, and so for instance, so I go out and bang saying, our biggest problem last season was scoring goals. No, your biggest problem is goal. You conceded a lot of goals, and that was that's what I can't understand why United didn't address that. Man City didn't address the right back situation, but they didn't address. And maybe we could have better got a new defender, but they didn't address the the main parts of the field. Okay, they're okay to going forward, etc. Now they've got these new players, but they're not. That you feel that United are going to have a lot of possession, But the fact is, which is different from last season, but it appears that they don't seem to not be kind of like doing much of a creative idea. And Man City's defence, etc. Yesterday was great. It was we didn't every time a ball came in, boom, it was out. But are Man City back to where we were? No, definitely not. We are definitely not back in the treble situation. We still got issues again. For instance, the injuries is not helping because he's not giving us a settled squad. But with the match, you need your big players back, etc. And we got with the Haaland up front, with your midfield, with Rodri, and then with Donnarumma at the back, etc. With Kuzinov and Guardiola, which makes Man City such a better team. When Ragnar comes back and Diaz, and then John Stones, etc. I will add defensive line is going to be a lot better. Midfield, again, for instance, Tiana Randis didn't have a great game, but again, he's still coming in. Nico Gonzalez came on. Bernardo Silva still looks like he's got it, and he's determined to go out with a bang, as captain. And for instance, and up front, etc. With Doku, Savinho came on, didn't see much with him, but again, he didn't have much time. But we'll see how he gets on. But I've also Oscar Bob as well coming, so I'm quite confident up front, etc. With Phil Foden back in if we won't get a Man City want to do anything this season, and Phil Foden's need to be back up, into the play. But overall, I'm getting more confident as the thing goes on. But I always felt that, for instance, we were a team and we were going to get better throughout the season. And if we can just stay between those lucky son of a bitches, Liverpool. I was watching that game and they had nothing. They had no idea they had to break Burnley down. And yesterday, Liverpool, and they just got that one penalty. And Jeremy Carragher has been accused of giving a nasty comment calling the guy brain dead, which is disgusting. That's how they won the game, But Burnley were the better team, not a better team, but with credit, they did what Burnley needed, what they needed to do, and were unfortunate to go a man down. So you say Liverpool got away with it again. So as Liverpool with all these brilliant signings, and I don't see Isak, but they didn't actually you know, they're not covering me with actually saying, oh, well, they're going to run away with it, because I think they will falter. So yeah, but I've got more of a concern about Arsenal than Liverpool after watching Arsenal's game. What's it called? But yeah. So, but if Man City can stay within the within touching distance, etc., you know, we could do something towards the end of the season as the players come back, etc., and we get more of a blended team. And they get used to each other. So yeah, yeah, player of the match, Erlin Haaland. Let's have a look at DG. Guy, take a bow. Donnarumma. G, I think his name's like to call G. Donnarumma became just the 8th player to make his Man City bow in a Man City derby, and the 3rd goalkeeper after Andrea Easterton in 2006 and Claudio Bravo in 2016. The Italian already made some notable debuts, making for Milan. Still, the master I brought bringing unique challenge. Made a smart save from Sesko, and also showed no fear of the ball, with his feet punching and claiming. Yeah, people said, oh, he wasn't good at crosses. Well, I'm sorry. I thought he looked pretty damn good at crosses. Punching out, yeah, wow, he got a good couple of punches there. Look the way he pushed the way they were defenders. Get out my way, you know, and playing out from the back, etc. He wasn't pressed. What's it called? But he did. I thought he made a 10 out of 10 appearance. You know, and what's it called? When City scored, etc., and he did a knee slide towards United fans. Yeah, you know, punching, you know, and taking the piss out of United fans. Brilliant, absolutely superb. Biggest moment came just an hour when Mbambo smashed in a super volley with Donnarumma leaped at full strength to turn the ball behind, and that is what we want. We want a guy, for instance, who can. Stop goals, you know, and we've got a shot stopper. I'm not saying Edison wasn't. Just saying this guy Edison was brilliant player, advanced. But I want somebody to save penalties and save goal-bound goals. You know, for instance, if we've got one, he's, because he was imperative, helping PSG last season win the Champions League, and so I'm absolutely delighted to see him. What's it called at City? Guardiola's reaction. We are in a situation where we at the start we didn't expect, of course, our opponents are so strong. We wanted to be close and still fighting for titles. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we can just get touching distance. The spirit was great. Our players have a lot of pride and they want to try to do better on special days. We saw our fans so happy, and that's our job. So privileged. We have many things to improve. We are not yet the team, but step by step. That's what I was saying. Just step by step. I think we'll get better as the season goes on. The victory has helped us a lot in the games. We have had a lot of momentum, and others not a lot. United had fantastic players, and I know they're struggling against them. Blah blah blah. Erlin Haaland's reaction. You could feel it as well from our fans. We needed this. Yes. You always want to win the derby, but you could feel it extra today. I'm so relieved, so happy we managed to do it all together. We have to keep going today. We're super happy. This is Phil Foden. We need Manchester City. We're waiting for this, and we're going to help him as much as we can to make him as good as he was in the season before. So yeah, absolutely. So, but we got Napoli on Thursday. Shame really, because Arsenal are playing their game's Tuesday. We've got to play Thursday. Then we play with Arsenal on Sunday, which is shocking. But we've got welcome to Kevin De Bruyne back this week as well. I'm a little bit all over the place, because I'm just happy. I'm still calculating things, but. I'm just delighted, Again, it was a must-win game. It really was a must-win game. We needed to go to win. I felt more confident as what was going on. I said 3-1. Even my what I put on Facebook, etc., and social media, I said 4-1. I felt more confident as the time went on. Did I expect United? Did give us a bit of a game. Did come at us. But for instance, we when you've got clinical players in your in your squad, etc., like Brout, you can't. Yeah, absolutely. You've always got a chance, and to me, we I feel we definitely deserved the game, and just maybe score a couple of more if Ryan's got his boots on. But yeah, absolutely superb. Really, really happy. So just I'm disappointed about the Hitman, and but I'm absolutely delighted. A must-win game. We needed to win. I don't know how I would have felt this morning, etc. If it was we were lost. But now the team's lifted. Now we can go to Napoli with a bit more because it's at home, thank God, and with a bit more confidence. And we got Arsenal as well. So obviously, after three massive games, one down, 1-1. Two more to go, for instance, the Napoli and the Arsenal game, etc. But no, I can't tell you how happy I am today. And and even though it's not sunny and there's a bit of cloud hanging around, and so for instance, but I'm so proud to be a Blue today. So happy, and I hope you are too. So, but like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. I'll be a bit more composed tomorrow, I promise. But just delighted, happy. I'm just going to listen to United fans crying, watching CTWD, R.l.P doing the bingo. I thought they were going to fight them. But just absolutely happy, delighted. So anyway, 2 blue ties from Thailand, 1 happy blue today. I wore this last night or yesterday, wore it all today. Wore it for bed. It's going to stink a little bit, by the end of the day, because it is still 30 degrees, regardless. But But guys, I love you and leave you. 2 blue tie from Thailand. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. How are you feeling today? So, for instance, can we do Napoli? Can we get 3 out of 3? But and Arsenal, so it's going to be tough. But we've got to keep the faith, and wonderful. And City fans last yesterday. If you were there yesterday, did us proud. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, so rest in peace, the Hitman, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.